remember how for years eye contact when people spoke was a major issue for me, or how I'd sit on the sideline whenever I was in a room, or I'd let other people answer. And I thought that I was just being reserved, but that wasn't it. My body knew something that my mind had not yet caught up with, and that is being seen is dangerous. And I carried that belief everywhere, in every classroom, on every job, in every relationship. And then I found a scripture that was buried in Philippians. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. You know how some people say this scripture spoke to me? Well, it not only spoke to me, but it rewired me. And today I want to share that verse with you and tell you how it pulled me out of hiding. I want to take you back to something that I've never shared on this channel before. I grew up with what therapists call an insecure attachment style. And if you've watched my videos on attachment theory, you know whatever you experienced in early caregiving establishes subconscious relationship rules, right? Because our nervous system tracks how reliably our needs are met. But here's the personal version. When you grow up where love feels unpredictable, when the people who are supposed to be your safe base keep you guessing, your nervous system learns a script. Don't take up too much space. Don't draw attention to yourself. Don't trust that people are going to be there for you. And you carry that script into adulthood. For me, it showed up as stage fright. I had such a fear of public speaking, I'd physically shake. Sometimes I'd even vomit. My hands and voice would tremble, my heart would pound. But what really hindered my destiny was the fear of exploring new places on my own, afraid to travel without someone I knew, anxious about walking into a room where I didn't already have a role. Do you know that feeling? That invisible wall between you and the life that you actually want to live. Philippians 1, verse 6. I've read it so many times that I can see the words with my eyes closed. Being confident of this very thing, that he who has begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. Now, I heard this verse my whole life, and you probably have too, because it's on coffee mugs, on graduation cards, the kind of verse that you nod at and you keep it moving, right? But one night, and I remember exactly where I was sitting, that verse hit me differently. Begun a good work, past tense, already started. Not waiting for me to get my act together, not hold on until you stop being afraid. The work was already in motion. And the word that was the most liberating for me, perform. God's going to do the performance, not me. I don't have to manufacture an outcome. We're in a partnership, and all I have to do is fulfill my role. So I don't have to control how things turn out. The one who started it is the one who's responsible for finishing it. And I had been living like all of it depended on me. For the first time, I realized it doesn't. And now I understand why this worked on my nervous system. And here's where my therapist brain gets excited. When you grow up with an insecure attachment, Your nervous system is tuned to threat. The amygdala, your brain's alarm system, is constantly scanning for danger. And public speaking, new environments, walking into rooms full of strangers, your brain interprets those things the same way it interprets physical threat, fight, or flight. So the trembling, the racing heart, the urge to hide or disappear, right? But researchers found that when you shift from an internal locus of threat, like I have to protect myself, I have to control everything, to an external locus of trust, believing that someone reliable is handling this, your nervous system responds. The amygdala quiets, the cortisol drops, and your body literally moves out of survival mode. Philippians 1:6 gave me that external locus of trust. It told my nervous system, Patty, you're not the one holding this together. God is. And my body listened before my mind even fully understood. Now, I want to be real with you because transformation is not a switch that you flip, it's actually a muscle that you build. And I remember when I used this verse intentionally for the first time. I had a solo at my church. It was a small church. Several of my family members were in the choir behind me. My brother-in-law was on the organ, and my pastor was supportive. So I had every reason to feel safe. Yet my heart was doing that thing, where you can feel it in your throat and in your stomach. And I just started rehearsing in my mind. God said he started a good work in me, and he's faithful to complete it. I don't have to be perfect because it's on him to finish the work. I didn't feel instantly calm, just to be honest with you. In fact, I actually embarrassed myself, and I know I embarrassed my family. But still, I felt less alone, less like the whole weight of the moment was mine to carry. And over time, I started taking small risks. I started speaking up in spaces that I would have stayed silent, or accepting assignments that required me to be in front of people, walking into rooms without a script. And every time I came back to that verse, not as a magic trick, but as a reminder that the one who put purpose in me did not abandon the project. He's still working on it and on me. And that's the difference between being healed and being in healing. I'm still in healing, but you know what? I'm not hiding anymore. So if you're watching this and something is stirring, if you recognize that fear of being seen, you're in the right place. This channel exists for you. Hit the subscribe. We go deep every week. And for the viewer who's still hiding, here's what I want you to walk away with. The thing you're afraid to do, whether it's speaking, leading, starting something new, or just letting someone actually see you, you don't have to wait until the fear is gone to move. The fear is not evidence that God hasn't called you to it. It might actually be evidence that the work is already in progress. Because here's what Philippians 1:6 is really saying: the good work does not depend on your courage. Instead, your courage is a part of the good work. So every time you show up trembling, every time you show up with your stomach turning, and you do it anyway, the one who started this is still at it. He's still performing, and he's still faithful. And I'll tell you something that I wish someone had told me sooner. The fear of being seen doesn't mean you're broken. It means you were wounded in a place that matters. And wounds, when they go untreated, they make us hide. But God is not asking you to heal yourself before you show up. He's already in the healing. He's already in the showing up. You just have to take the next step. You just have to partner with him and let him do his part. I'm curious. What's the verse that's held you together? Or what's the one thing that you're afraid of that you know you're supposed to do anyway? Let me know in the comments. And if this video landed for you, share it. You might not know who's watching this channel in silence, but God does. Send it to whoever came to your mind just now. I'm Patty Moore, and until next time, let's heal on purpose.